What is going on, guys? Carlos here from Live Gaming Paradise, and we are back again with your favorite Zelda Breath of the Wild. This time we're going to go and do the final trials, which was one of the only missions I had left. I actually did the beginner trials quite a long time ago, and it's on my channel, but the mid trials I did it and I didn't record it, so I need to redo them again. But recently I took on the challenge of doing the final trials, and oh my god, it just took me hours to do. They are really tough, and you make one single mistake and that could cost you the level, and that means even if you're on level 23, you're going to go back to level 1 and you're going to redo the whole of the trials because you can't really save the game. So we're going to divide it, because there's 23 levels on the final trials. We're going to divide these into the rest stops. So the first rest stop is at about level 6. So in this video we're gonna do levels 1 to 6, and then in the further video we carry on like that and do all of them in separate videos, because it's just too long. This video is already running 21 minutes and I really don't want to make them longer than that. So if this is the first time you're here, thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and without further ado, let's do the first trial, which is not easy. You know, I mean, we're talking about the final trial, so this is tough stuff. You come into the level with no weapons whatsoever. It's raining, so you can't really use metal weapons because or else you get electrocuted. It is a real nightmare, you know. And you got all these skeletons, Boko bin skeletons coming at you, and you got no weapons, and they've got shields and all sorts. So it's really tough. But get rid of the ones that are coming to attack you straight away. The best way for you to do this is to actually run to the right hand side and pick up a weapon that is buried on the ground, and then you'll be able to strike them with it. And it's better that it is a spear and not like a short weapon, because you want to have the reach. And then there's going to be a few more. There's going to be an archer here on the right hand side. You need to go there and get rid of him. He's asleep now. And get his bow. You're going to need that bow because you've got no weapons whatsoever. And that should be the level done. There's a lot to pick up in these levels. There's boxes to break. There you can go around with magnesis and try to find things that are buried under the ground. There's loads of weapons as well. Magnesis really shines in here to try to find everything. But I didn't show it in this video in order to reduce the video size, obviously. I did do it in-game, but it takes such a long time. The video ran for like 2.5 hours. Right, so let's get ready to start trial number 2. In this trial, you already start with some weapons that you gathered in the first trials, in the first floor. So it's not as bad, but there is a lot to deal with in here, and I find it quite a good way of doing this. So on the right hand side you see two electric cleys. You have to get rid of them, because if they electrocute you, it can be really damaging, because you really don't want to lose more hearts than you need to. And these guys, they sneak up on you and they can really hit you and remove a lot of health. If you go behind the skull in here, you'll see that there's going to be a chest just around the other side of the skull here. Inside the skull there's going to be some lyssophos, some like skeleton lyssophos, so you really need to be careful with them, because they are really quick and can really sneak up on you. There's 3 of them, so they come out of the ground as you walk in. So the best way that I could find out, you know, and I've did this one many times and I've failed on this level, is to entice them out and then just jump on top of the skull and then deal with them from there. Try to get them to not see you. It is really tough, this bit in here. So there's a chest in there with a guard's sword, a royal guard's sword, and this is the place. There's loads of dynamite and stuff inside, so you need to just like go in and then entice them to come out of the ground, and then just run away and climb on top in here. This is the easiest way that I've found, and some of them are going to spot you, and it's really difficult to do something about it. But just try to get rid of them like with a headshot, and wait for the other ones to just look around and can't find you, and they're going to go inside the skull. Then what you do is just throw a bomb inside and explode it, and all the dynamite inside is going to explode. So just jump inside now, and because the skeletons are all broken off, and break the skulls, and that should be it for this level. There we go. So there's a lot to pick up on this level, as well as with the previous level. I did not pick up everything because I wanted to save time. There's loads of food and stuff that you can pick up, like seared steak and things like that. that you can pick up in loads of arrows and things. So just make sure that you scour these levels before you move on. I know it takes time, but if you don't have the materials, you're not going to be able to do it. That's as simple as that. Right, let's go on to floor 3, and this one was particularly dangerous. But as I walked in, I didn't see anything untoward. I didn't see any enemies, so I just walked in and just kind of went to the top of the structure. There was a couple of choo-choos, electric choo-choos in here, and you can just shoot them at the distance. They're not very difficult. Another thing that you need to be aware of, there's like spikes coming out of the ground, and if you hit them, that will, you know, obviously take some hearts, and this is really what you don't want. You don't want to lose any hearts, any more hearts than you need to. But you can see the spikes, you can hardly see them because of the type of weather that we've got in here, and you can easily just run against them, and that's it. That will be 2 or 3 hearts gone, and you really don't want to do that. You just want to be really careful. Right, just get that chest from the top there, and careful, it's a metal chest. It can attract lightning and can, again, electrocute you. Anything in these levels can kill you. It's just ridiculous the way that they've done this. There's a nice bow inside of one of them. Any bow that you get is really helpful. Make sure the chest is far away, because or else again, you know, this is like all preemptive. You can't you have to prepare yourself for what's to come, and believe me, things are gonna happen. There's a couple of barrels in here with arrows inside. Just get them. There's a chest to my left with something else inside, but as soon as you open that chest, there's going to be many storm moblins coming out of the ground. I think there's like 6 or 7 of them. There's quite a few, and the easiest way for you to do it is to do it from the top in here. Just throw a bomb and see if you can like shoot the heads. It is a tricky level, but not impossible. I mean, like, it will take a little while because you're doing one by one, but after a while, if they don't see you, they will just go back into the ground, and then you can shoot the heads. I will show you exactly what I did in this one, and it always works. So it's a way of doing it, but as you can see, like, they're all down to the ground now, and there's a skull in here. We need to just quickly come in here without alerting the others and destroy that skull, and that's one of them out of the way. The skeleton will still get up, but he can't find you because it doesn't have a head, so you're out of danger, sort of thing. But they will walk around, but they can't really hurt you. So there's going to be loads on the floors. You can see they're all buried, waiting for you to alert them, and then they will all gang up on you. So as you can see, there's some horns in there. Just shoot just below the horns, and that's one gone. There's another one in there. There's some of them that you can't really see the horns, so you don't know where the head is, and obviously those ones you're not going to be able to do that. But there's another couple of them in here that you can attempt to do. But there was one in here that he's got like he's holding like a sort of a spear, and yeah, I couldn't see its head, but I walk it up, and then when he got up, I just tried to shoot its head, but he's moving about so much that I couldn't do it. It is so scary, this bit in here, because he hits you once. Look, did you see? There's like 6 or 7 hearts gone, but now I think there's only one left. I've only got one left to go, and obviously the other ones won't go down until you get rid of all of them. I think the one that I've got left is going to be right on the bottom here, but I didn't see him last time. Yeah, there we go. I can see it now. It's right there. I just need to just hit it a couple of times and then just get rid of the head, and that should clear the level for you. On the next level, we're going to see some star goblins on star horses, and they will overwhelm you immediately. So just be very careful, because you can just gallop over to you and overwhelm you so quickly that you won't be able to respond, and you'll lose too much health. And in order to do this, the way that I've done it is attract them to me like individually and try to get rid of them, you know, like one by one. You can't really do that, but you know, you can try. If they spot you, just make sure that it's only one spot in you. It's got like an exclamation mark, like a yellow exclamation mark, and it starts going red when they start getting aware. That's the method I used to try to attract them to me, and I will show you. See, there's like a question mark now, and it turns into an exclamation mark. You have to be aware that the lightning is always hitting all these swords that are around in the ground, so just make sure that you don't get hit by lightning. So now in here, you just have to just hit them and hit the head, and that's it. That's one done. There's 7 of them, so you're gonna need to be strategic and try to get as minimal damage to your health as possible. Best thing for you to do is to pick up the weapons that are buried on the ground, because the lightning is always striking them, and if you're near it, it will just hit you, like it did me many times. Just make sure that you go next to them when the lightning is not, like when they're not sparkling, and pick them up out of the ground, and like that you should be much safer for you around the area. But this is to an advantage as well for you, because if the bokoblin stall, or the skeleton bokoblins are hit by lightning, they also get damaged, and you'll be able to get rid of them very quickly. So it's a give and take situation. If you want, leave them on and try to attract them over to where the swords are while the lightning is going on. If not, just take them out, and you have to deal with them like individually. That's the best method to do this, because these guys can be really, really deadly, and take most of your health in this, especially in this level here. I've lost like 3 or 4 times in order to complete this thing, and the final trials complete. And each time that I've played, it was at least 2.5 hours to 3 hours easily. Like it just takes a very long time, and if you lose after 2.5 hours, it's just disheartening, to say the least. But it's not impossible to do. You just have to just go one by one and try and do them. And if you fail by any chance, just go back and do it again. Just take a breather. That's what I did. Like I just stopped for a while, and that's it. And then I came back to it later on, and I tried to do it. And it's a combination of luck and skill, and knowing what you're doing, sort of thing. It is tricky. It's very tricky. There's one reason why they call the final trials, because they are the final. They are like the most difficult ones. In here, the way that I did this was quite a clever way of doing it. Actually, it's by throwing a bomb and getting them off the horses, and now go and break the heads. But there's so many skeletons around looking for a head that you just need to be careful. Another skeleton won't grab a head. It is just, everything is against you in this one. It is a really, really cool level, but also very frustrating. There are some boxes in here with some vegetables inside. Just eat everything you can, like try to regen your health as much as possible, because the next level is going to be a tough one. But I think I've only got like 2 of them left. Yeah, 2. Oh no, actually there's 4 of them still. Wow. So just do it like that. Just throw a bomb and just hit them with it, and don't carry any metal weapons. And try to attract one at a time, because the reason why I got in trouble so many times is because many of them saw me at the same time, and then they all attack at the same time. And because you haven't even got any clothing on, it's just ridiculous. And your weapons are really weak compared to them, and they're on stall horses as well. But this is a good method, I found, which is like throwing a bomb when they come to you, and exploding the bomb, obviously not when you're in the radius of the explosion, and getting rid of them like that. But it is tricky as well, because if they're following you, it's not easy. But as you can see, it's almost done. I think I've got 1 left to do, and now I just need to just get rid of this skull. I think that's it. That is the end of this level. We're getting ready for the finale before we get to the rest place, so get ready, because a stall knocks is coming your way. There was another one, actually. I didn't even realize that there was another one of these bokoblins. Wow, that's insane. It was just really, really, really difficult, this one. Okay, let's catch our breath and do the final one before we get some rest, and that's floor 5, and that one is obviously the stall knocks that I told you about already. And this one is pretty hard. I mean, like, it took me a while to work out a best way of doing it, and I think the best way for you to do it is to use stasis to freeze him in time, and then with a spear just hit the eye all the time, or with an arrow. If you use stasis and then you'll just freeze for a few seconds, just hit the eye with an arrow, and then you'll just fall back, and then all you need to do is just use your best weapon, because at this point your best weapon is probably a claymore or something like that, and just hit him, keep on hitting him as many times as you possibly can in order to deal as much damage as you possibly can. And that would be the method that I used throughout. Just wait for stasis to recharge and then hit him with stasis, and then just throw an arrow, like shoot an arrow to his eye. He will fall back, and then go back to him and just hit him as much as you can. I mean, like, the weapons you've got are not very strong anyway, so you can't really do much. Just be careful, he can stomp on you, and it is, look, exactly like that. You see, like, a quarter of a heart? That is insanity. And I don't think I've got any more food, so that is it. I'm going to have to live with a quarter of a heart now, all the way until I get to the rest place. Can you believe it? How lucky I was in this. I could easily, you know, like, if it hit me, lightning or anything around me, the environment itself, I'm surprised that the rain is not hurting me, you know, like, everything is hurting me around here. But as you can see, a quarter of a heart, that is extreme luck. And I was thinking, okay, if I fail now, I'm just gonna go and redo it again. But it is tough, but it's not impossible. Just as soon as the eye falls out of the stall knocks, just keep on hitting the eye as much as you can with the weapons that you've got. It's difficult. It's not an easy one, and can easily. I could have easily died in here and having to restart everything again. And, like, as you can see, it's already taken me in the video length 16 minutes to get to this bit, but it would have taken me a lot longer to get to this bit if I was playing maybe like an hour, even an hour and a half, which is crazy. But there you go. We just completed this one now, and now it's time for us to have a rest, collect some food, and get a little bit of a breather. So this is the last one that I'm doing now. So I mean, like, I will include the one with the rest place, just to explain to you. There's a couple of things in there that I did in order to maximize the food and all of the weapons that I received. So we will go there now, and I will show you exactly what I did. There's quite a lot to pick up in this area, and I decided to leave it just so you know exactly where everything is, and make sure that you pick up everything that is around. So first thing you're going to need to do is crouch so you can get that fairy. That fairy is super important. It can save your life, like it will save me. You'll see in the next levels. And if you rush in and pick up anything else, the fairy will just go away, and then you won't be able to pick it up. So just crouch, go gently next to it, and just pick it up. There's only one in this level, but there's going to be a few more in other levels. Another thing that you need to be aware of is going to be some ancient arrows in here, and you need to pick them up and save them. Do not use them, because you're going to need them for the end, when the situation is going to be so dire that you're not going to be able to do it without using those arrows. Right, there's a few boxes in here with loads of food inside. Apples and steaks and arrows and all sorts, and meat, and you need to obviously collect all of that and check what's inside of this chest as well. I think you'll get your first piece of armor in this one. So you've got 3 ancient arrows here, just make sure that you save them, and then you've got I think the knight's bow, and then on the other one I think is going to be the flamebreaker boots, and which is the first piece of armor that you get in here, which gives you a little bit of protection. But I think the only reason why they included this in here is because the next area is going to be really hot, and I mean really hot, and that is why they included this in here, because or else if you had no clothing, you would just die as you walked into the level. You wouldn't need to do anything, you would just die because you would never have no protection. So right, there's another couple of things in here. There's 3 fish inside of this little lake in here, armored carp, so just make sure that you pick all of them up. And there's another one that just went to that side in there, so there's 3 of them in total. the apples in the tree, you need to pick that up. There's going to be a couple of truffles, hearty truffles in the corner there, and those ones you need to cook them separately. They will give you 100% health. It doesn't matter if you've got a quarter of a heart, they will give you 100% health. So just make sure you cook them separately. Don't join them with anything else, because you'll just be losing out on one ingredient. So just do the steaks and the vegetables like together. That's how I do it anyway, and that will give you a little boost to what the food will give you in terms of health. But these ones here, the arty truffles, you have to cook them separately, and they'll give you, as you can see, full recovery +2. So it is good that they put these ones in here, because I've got a quarter of a heart, so I can just eat one of these and just have full recovery, and I don't have to eat anything else. So there's a few more steaks and apples and carbs and things like that. Cook all of that. Try to cook it separately or together. I think together will be a little bit more nutritious, and you'll give you a little bit more health. But it's just improvise in that. But just make sure that the hearty truffles, they cook separately, and that the steak is cooked with something else, and that is really it. After that, we're going to go into the next one. So this one is level or floor 6, which is the rest place. And we're going to go to another place afterwards, but that will be up for another video. So I guess this is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like this video, or if this video helped you, please give us a like and consider subscribing so I can continue releasing more content like this. I'll be back again with some more Breath of the Wild very soon. Thanks. See you in the next one. Goodbye.